So this man brought me this machine. It wouldn't spin. Well, I found that the belt had broken, and not only had the belt broken, but it had caught up in the wires. Let me show you. And it had ripped the speed sensor off. This is not the speed sensor that came with it. This is the speed sensor. This is all that's left of it. This part that goes right in here. Now, if you look on the parts houses and stuff, and you're looking for speed sensors, this particular speed sensor here with this type of plug sells for, I don't know, less than 30 bucks. Probably less than 20 bucks. Same speed sensor. However, they got speed sensors with this type of plug on them. And if you start looking for them, these speed sensors with this type of plug sell for $138, $150, $160. It's just stupid crazy, and there's exactly the same speed sensor except for these different type of plugs. So, cheap one. I cut the plug off. I salvaged the plug that was left on his wiring, and what I'm going to do is just going to splice this new or splice the old plug into the cheaper speed sensor, the at least less expensive one. And I found this on water valves too. Some water valves it depends on the interface or the plug on it as to the cost of it, and it's ridiculous. But really all you have to do is change the plug. I mean, it may not be pretty, but it's cheaper than paying an extra $100 for it. If you're doing this and you have this Wi-Fi splicer, these are the best splicers or splicing tools that I ever had in my life. They're fabulous. They make a perfect crimp, and they are on there tight. Very good. Perfect. Now you just get the wire colors right. Red goes to red. And blue goes to blue. And on these crimpers, they're color coded. So the type of splicer you're using, you're using red. Use this red crimp area. The blue is here. The yellow is here. And for our last one, this is the one that got some damage on the wire, but I'm gonna tape that up once I put the fastener on it, or the splicer on it. There we go. Perfect. Now let's just get us some tape. And make it all look pretty. Molly, come here. Come here. You let that man go across by. Who's that? That's Mama. Let's go see her. Go see Mama. Here she comes. He's got a new collar on, perimeter collar. He doesn't like it. I lost him a while ago. He's at the top of those stairs. He's been shot twice this morning. He hadn't
what did he go upstairs for?
Yeah, he's hiding from that collar.
Here's his dog food.
Okay. He's not used to it yet, but he hadn't learned when that beeper goes off to stop. Trying to keep my puppy straight or safe. He likes to run off. So on these motors there's a little point right here in these two ears, and this is where the motor speed sensor goes. And you need to take the pulley off the motor. The way you do that is you loosen the nut off, and then you put the nut off just a couple of threads. You hold it and you tap the nut with a hammer, and it'll drop this off. So here we go. Put this back on there, just like that. And put the pulley back on. Put our nut on. Oop. And when you tighten these nuts on these things, you don't really have to crank down on them very hard. They're a lock nut. You just want them snug. You know, if you push too hard, it'll interfere with things. So it's just snug. There you go. So it's not too pretty, but it's cheaper than $100. All right. Oh, look at there. My hook is coming apart. You figure it out. That's a 13. Oh, smaller than that. 12. If it's not a 13, not a 12, it's got to be a half. That's what it is. Amazing, they got different fasteners. Got 1/2 inch here. And this is ASE. That's metric. What's the deal with that, huh? Yeah, so what happened with this machine is the belt broke and it caught this speed sensor and tore it up. And that's pretty common on these. It happens a lot. I fix one like that every now and then. Okay, so we got our newfangled, and what we'll have to do is, there we go, get these wires all situated, just like that. There we go. Hear the clicky click. Now, what we need to do is to make sure these wires don't get caught by that belt. Let's do this. This one like this. It ripped this out. I don't have one of those. I am going to try this method here. Alright, and we need a new belt for that. Let's see, which one is which? Is that it? That looks like it. That's it. Okay. That frame plier. Or dikes. Side cutters. There we go. Now, why don't we test it? Well, if you're trying to test yours, or you need to redo something, you're going to find your booklet right here. And so what we want to do is put this into test mode. And we'll test to see if it'll spin now. And I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. Do it right here. All we're going to do is plug her in. So on GEs and hot points, that look similar to this. The way to get this thing into diagnostic mode is you plug it in, you hold your start button down, you turn this knob 180 degrees and turn loose, and you wait for lights to flash. And they're flashing. And now it's in test mode. Then you can take this sheet right here and go ahead and open it up, and you want to find this sheet here doesn't really show the. Let me get another one. This is the one that came off this machine, and I just don't want to work that hard. I've got a better model. I wonder why they did that. There's one. Yeah, see, this one has a visual representation of the lights here. So we want to check it to spin, because it wouldn't spin before. So spin is the second, third, and fourth light from the right. So second, third, fourth. Push. You should hear the valves open. If you had water, you could hear it spray twice. But let's see what happens here. Lid lock. I heard it shift. Heard it shift hard. There we go. It's spinning. So it starts on low spin and will continue right on up to high spin. Our motor speed sensor is fixed. It will get progressively faster. There's another piece of it right there. So what we'll do before we turn this loose, we'll take it back to the test rack, put some clothes in it, make sure it doesn't awash with no complications. And then we'll give it back to the customer. But first, let's put our guard back on. There we go. And I'll need to reorder that. What did I do? You know, took those off at his house. I bet these bolts are still in my toolbox. Yep, they are. One there and one there. And these are a number 10. We have saved this man over $100. Alright, so let's take it back over here, put some clothes in it. Here we go. Some new test clothes. And he's got an issue with that. So, do normal. There we go. Let's start her up. Hey girl. You are awful skittish. You think I'm going to beat you? Have I ever been mean to you? Have I? Have I ever been mean to you? I've never been mean to you. Just your old buddy Wally. Check this one out here. Hot dog. It's finished. So when you're faced with buying one of those expensive motor speed sensors versus the inexpensive one, and you still have the plug or whatever, you can get by doing that little hack. Fixed another one. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the